All right. Thank you guys for coming. It's so good to see. I know I've seen a lot of new faces and some people that I haven't met before. So I'm so happy you guys are here. As stated in my description, it has been 6 months since my small little Pilates studio has opened their virtual doors. And then we're doing some private in-person instruction as well in the Boston area. So it has been a busy few months, and we just realized it on a whim last Saturday. We woke up and we were like, oh, it's been 6 months. So here we are. I figured it'd be a fun way to celebrate, and selfishly, as much as I love filming on my own, it is really nice to just work out with people and be able to like move with you guys. It really makes a big difference. So thanks for coming. For today's class, I wanted to keep it more of just a traditional stop Pilates mat class. I know there's just like a lot of different like variations. You see a lot of Pilates fusion stuff out there, which all of it is great. But for today, I just kind of wanted to like go back to some of the roots. So it is a little bit more traditional if you've been doing Pilates for a while. However, you will notice just some like new variations to some of the exercises. So if you are familiar with some of them, I just would encourage you just to take the time to really get into some of the essence instead of just like, oh, single leg stretch and just kind of going through the motions. Like really take the time to focus on what is going on in the exercises. And if you are newer to Pilates, I hope this is a good way to just be reintroduced to some of these exercises and to help build strength. So as always, use me as a guide. I will throw out modifications as we go, but do what feels right for your body. This is not like a keep up and must go as fast as you can, as quick as you can. Modify for yourself as I call them out. Do what feels good for you. And I'll hang around after if you guys have any questions on anything afterwards. So no props, just yourself and the mat. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're just going to be sitting back, if this works, on our mat. We're going to have our knees bent and our feet flat right in front of you. And we're just going to be sitting up nice and tall as we can get, resting your hands just right on top of the knees or right over the shins. We're just going to start with some breathing. So we're just going to take a nice big inhale, growing tall through the crown of the head. And then on the exhale, we're going to nod the chin and begin to round the spine up and over the thighs. Really focusing on getting a lengthened stretch through the back, not just collapsing over the legs. And we're going to stay here, taking a nice big inhale, focusing on the breath, moving into the backs and sides of the rib cage, like you're pushing the rib cage out into your shirt. And then we're going to stay here and exhale out through the mouth. Again, taking another big inhale here through the nose. This time on the exhale, we're going to stack the spine back up from tail to head, focusing on that articulation all the way back up. Doing that one more time here. Taking an inhale. On that exhale, nodding the chin, rounding again up and over the thighs, getting that lengthened stretch forward. Staying here again, taking a big inhale, breathing into the back of the rib cage. Staying here, exhaling out through the mouth. One more time, another big inhale here. On the exhale, stacking the spine up, nice and tall. Now we're going to slide your sitting bones towards your heel, grab behind the thighs, and go ahead and just guide the spine down to the mat. So we focus on that breath going into the back of the rib cage. Now as you're here, I want you to find the neutral position through the pelvis. So we have the pubic bone and the top of the pelvis on the same horizontal plane. And go ahead, take both of your hands and wrap them around the front of the rib cage. Now holding this neutral position, as you inhale, I want you to focus on the breath, moving into the front and sides of the ribs. So you're pushing the rib cage out into the hands, feeling it expand to the sides. And then as you exhale out through the mouth, Feel that rib cage gently move in and down, so the fingertips are gliding in a little closer to each other, and you're feeling a gentle flattening and widening of the abdominal wall. That's bringing a sense of support to that neutral position of the spine. And again, another big inhale, feeling the breath move out into the rib cage and all the way down to the pelvis. And then we're using that exhale to feel a gentle connection up through the pelvic floor and gently wrapping around the transverse abdominis, supporting the spine in neutral. One more time here. Big inhale through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Hands coming down by your side. Now moving into a hip roll, taking an inhale here. On the exhale, we're using the obliques now to imprint first. So we're bringing the pelvis towards the ribs and then using the glutes to roll the pelvis all the way up. Ending on the widest part of the shoulder blades. It should feel like a nice stretch through the front of the hips. We're taking an inhale to stay. And on that exhale, starting with that upper back, we're going to melt the spine all the way down. Moving through your imprint, controlling the return back to your neutral. Again, taking an inhale here. Exhale, obliques to imprint. And then using the glutes, really feeling that articulation from tail all the way up to the upper thoracic spine. Just your shoulder blades, not your neck. We stay and connect here before starting with the upper back to melt the spine all the way back down. Moving through imprint, returning back to your neutral. We're doing this 2 more times. Inhaling here. Exhale, obliques to imprint. Glutes to peel all the way up. Press down through the feet. Keep reaching forward through the knees. And then melting the spine back. Again, think of that pubic bone moving up to the ceiling, the belly button drawing in towards the lower back. Taking your time to roll. Returning back to your neutral last time. Exhale, obliques to imprint. Glutes to peel all the way up. Inhaling to stay here. And then exhale again, melting the spine back down. Through your imprint, back to your neutral. Now you're going to roll over onto your side. We're going to do some rotation. So on the side, when I'm facing you, I'm going to cue the mirrored side. So you're lying on your right, I am lying on my left, and we're going to reach that left arm straight out in front. On the inhale, we're going to protract the shoulder. So we're going to allow the shoulder to come away from the spine, feeling a rotation forward through the ribs. And then we're going to swoop the arm up towards the ceiling and then rotate back. Getting a nice stretch, like we're trying to spiral so our chest is square to the ceiling. And then we're going to bend the elbow, hand comes to shoulder, and then we push right back through. So we move through a protraction, then we lift and rotate back. Feeling a nice spiral and stretch through the chest. We bend the elbow, push right through. Again, we lift up. On the inhale, spiraling back. On the exhale, we bend the elbow and push through. One more time. Inhale, lift. Open back. And then bend the elbow, push through. Now we reverse it. We inhale, bend the elbow, pull back. And open. And swoop the arm up towards the ceiling and bring it back forward. Again, we inhale, pull and open. And then we lift up and move down. 2 more. Big inhale, open. Lift up, lower down. One more time. Big in, open. Swoop up and lower down. You can roll onto your back, turning over the other way. I'm going to come on up so I can still stay facing you. So you're lying on that left side, right arm is reaching out in front of you, knees are bent, pelvis and rib cage are stacked. We're going to start again, we protract. So we bring the shoulder away from the spine, get that rotation forward. And then we swoop the arm towards the ceiling and we open back behind. And then use the exhale, bend the elbow, push right through. So it's just like our spine rotation, just getting a little more movement through the shoulder. Opening back. Exhale, bend and push through. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Open. We bend and push, taking time to really warm up the spine. Again, bend and push, reversing it here. We inhale, bend the elbow, pull back and open. Exhale, we swoop up and lower down. And again, we inhale, back and open. We swoop up and lower down. Last 2. Big inhale to open. Use the exhale to rotate forward. Last time, big inhale to open, lifting up, lowering down, coming back onto your back. Knees are bent, feet are flat. Back to that neutral position through the spine, arms straight up towards the ceiling. Pretending like we're holding a roll of paper towel. That's the width that I want you to have. Now focusing on the rib cage, keeping the back ribs gently resting against the mat. On the exhale, we're reaching our arms back overhead. Our abdominal wall is attached to the bottom of the rib cage. We want to make sure that when our arms reach back, we're not letting the rib cage flare to the ceiling. And then we inhale, pull the arms back up towards the ceiling. So it's just a nice way to feel that gentle connection. Again, that gentle wrapping around the waist, feeling the stability through the torso and spine. And then we pull the arms back up towards the ceiling. We're doing this 2 more times. On the exhale, we're reaching back. Inhale, we pull the arms up. 1 more time. On the exhale, we're reaching back. And now we're going to hold it here, arms by ears. And now on the inhale, we're just allowing the shoulders to shrug up towards the ears, like someone's pulling your fingertips back. And you're feeling that stretch through the lats, right underneath the armpit. And then allow the shoulders to glide back down. And again, we inhale, let the shoulders shrug up. And then on that exhale, glide the shoulders down, still keeping the back rib cage gently pressed against the mat. 2 more. We inhale, lift. We exhale, slide the shoulders down 1 more time. Inhale, lift. We exhale, slide the shoulders down, and now bring the hands behind the head. Elbows are wide so you can see them out your peripheral vision, but we have this nice sense of width and connection through the rib cage. Now on the exhale, we draw the rib cage towards the pelvis, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders so we're in our ab prep. And on our inhale, we control the return back. And again, it's an exhale to fold and flex. Keeping the head heavy in the hands, we inhale to release, keeping it here. It's an exhale to lift. Good, inhale to back. I want you to think about the back of the rib cage. When you're curling up, think of really getting that length and lift of the back rib cage off the mat. It's not going to come all the way off, okay? We're only getting to about the bottom of the shoulder blades, but I want you to have that sense of length. Instead of just thinking about that crunch through the front and you're pressing the back into the mat, think about holding long from the tail all the way through the crown of the head, curling up. See if you can get, yes, a little more range there. 2 more. Exhale, lift, peeking down, making sure we're still neutral. Releasing back. This time we're staying up. We exhale, lift. Now we're going to inhale to stay. On the exhale, the right leg now is coming up to your tabletop. And then your left leg is coming up to match. Inner thighs gently connect. You're neutral if you feel comfortable there. If you want to rock to an imprint, you can. On the exhale now, that right toe is just tapping down towards the mat. We inhale, pull up. That left leg, exhale, we tap. Inhale, we lift. We're moving from the hip, keeping the angle of the knee the same. Exhale, just dipping the toe down and then pulling back up. Feeling the movement come from the hip, really focusing on the stability through the torso. So we're only moving the leg as far as we can keep the stability and the support through the spine. We lower and lift. Last 4 here. 4. Pull up. Exhale, 3. Using the breath as an exhale as you lower and inhale to lift. Last time, exhale, lower. Inhale to lift, hold it here. Now back to that upper body. We're going to release back about 3 inches. Then we're doing 6 little lifts up. We exhale from the rib cage, come up for 6. Little release. Up 5, little release. Slow and controlled, 4. Back. Exhale, 3. Back. Exhale, 2. Exhale, 1. Hold it right here. Holding for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grabbing behind the thighs, rolling the body all the way up. Coming over into your stomach now. Feet are back. In line with your hips. And we're going to have the hands stacked right underneath the forehead. So taking a minute here, again, the world can sometimes kind of feel a little away from us when we're on our stomach. We're not used to being here a lot of times, especially as adults. So take a moment to really feel the thighs anchor down into the mat, along with the pubic bone and the top of the pelvis. And then feel the abdominal wall, especially that space between the bottom rib cage and the belly button. Gently connect and pull up away from the mat, and you'll feel a sense of length and support then through the lower back. Now maintaining that the whole time. On the inhale, you're going to press the hands down into the mat as you lengthen and lift the forehead off the hands. So you're reaching the crown of the head out, feeling that connection underneath the armpit as you press the hands down. Now from here on the exhale, bring the hands up to the forehead, feeling that work through the thoracic spine, and then lower them down together. And again, on the inhale, we press the hands down, lengthen and lift the head off the hands. Exhale, bring the hands to the forehead and lower everything down. Again, it's an inhale to press down, lengthen and lift. Exhale, back of the hands to the forehead and then lower down. One more time. Inhale, we press, lengthen and lift. Exhale, hands to the forehead and then lower down. Now keeping the hands glued to the forehead. On the exhale, we lengthen and float up to that long, low hover, thinking about length, not height. On the inhale, we open the arms out to the side, feeling that opposition, the fingertips reaching away from each other. We bring the hands back underneath the forehead, keeping that long, low hover, and then we lower everything back down. Again, it's an exhale up. Inhale, open the arms to the side. Exhale, bring the hands back to the forehead. Inhale, we lower down. Again. Exhale, lengthen, lift. So pulling up through the abdominals, inhale, open. Exhale, hands come back to forehead. Inhale, lower, 2 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, keep that reach. Beautiful, hands come back to the forehead. We lower back down, 1 more time. Lengthen and lift. Arms open out. We come back to the forehead. We lower everything down. Hands come just below the shoulders, pushing back into a shell stretch here. So belly button is pulling up. Arms are reaching forward. Stay here for a breath. Taking a big inhale. Staying here, exhaling out. 1 more time, big inhale, breathing into the lower back. On the exhale, we're stacking the spine up. We're coming back onto our backs. And it's not a traditional mat class without the 100. So we're going to come down. We're in our neutral position, or again, if you want a little more support, you can rock into that imprint. We're going to bring our legs up to tabletop. But again, listen to your body. If holding the legs here doesn't feel great, you can certainly keep them down. We're going to nod the chin and curl into flexion, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders, reaching the arms. Now you can stay here, or I'm going to add on with some different leg movements as we pump the arms. From here, on the inhale, we inhale, pumping from the shoulders, 4, 5. On the exhale, lengthen the legs, 4, 5. Inhale, float them up towards the ceiling, and exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, lengthen them out. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, lengthen out. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, bend. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. We bend. 2, 3, 4, 5. We reach. 4, 5. We lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. We lower. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last set. In. 4, 5. We exhale, reach. 4, 5. We inhale, lift. 4, 5. We exhale, lower. 4, 5, and stay. Pull the knees back in. Grab behind the thighs. We're rolling up to a seated position. Knees are bent, feet are flat. They're either squeezed together or sits bones width apart, whatever feels better for your hips. Arms are reaching straight out in front. We're going into half roll back type of series, okay? Focusing on the C curve of the spine. But from here, I want you to imagine that you're resting a book right on top of your head. And the book is going to come back to us in different places of the workout. Right now, it's on our head. On the exhale, you start to roll the pelvis back away from the thighs. Your eyes are staying straight ahead, and the head is staying balanced right in between the shoulders. Trying to keep everything stable. We go back as far as you can maintain, keeping the feet on the floor. Now from here, maintaining the shape of the spine, the right arm and leg start to float off the mat. Only coming as high as you can keep that book balanced. And then we lower back down. Left arm and leg. Lift on that exhale. We inhale, lower down. Right side, it's an exhale to float up. It's an inhale to lower down. Left side, exhale, we float up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, return all the way up to vertical. We inhale, stay. Exhale again, start to roll the pelvis back. Even though we're rolling the pelvis and that upper back is following the line of the lower back, that book is still balanced right on top of the head. From here on that exhale, starting with the left side, foot and arm come up. We inhale, lower. Use that breath. Exhale, connect first, then move. Inhale, lower down. Again, exhale, we lift. Inhale, lower. Right side, lift. Inhale, lower, keeping that book balanced. Return everything up from bottom to top. Now reaching the legs straight out in front, inner thighs gently connected. We will lose the book here, but we're gonna nod the chin and round the spine up and over the thighs. Getting a nice stretch through the back of the legs. And then from here, keeping the arms framing the face. Let's stack the spine all the way up, tail to head. Now keeping the arms framing the face. We're rolling back just like before. We start to roll the pelvis away from the thighs. Arms staying up. So we have a little bit more weight back, so it's more endurance for the abdominals. And this time we're going all the way down to the mat, reaching the arms back overhead. Going into your roll up, we inhale, lift the arms, start to nod the chin. On the exhale, we're rolling through your imprint, reaching forward over the toes. Instead of rolling back from here, we're stacking that spine up, tail to head. And then begin to roll the spine back down. That's it. Releasing the arms overhead. We inhale, lift, nod. Exhale, rolling through that imprint over the legs. We stack up, tail to head. Begin to roll all the way back, leading with that lower back. Trying to keep those arms framing the face for as long as possible. 2 more. Inhale, lift, nod. Exhale, rolling through that imprint over the legs. Stacking up, tail to head. Begin to roll that pelvis back. Scooping and release. Last time. Inhale, lift, nod. Exhale, moving through imprint over the toes, stacking the spine, tail to head. Begin to roll the spine all the way back. And release. Hands come back down by your side. From here, again, keeping that neutral, we're pulling the legs up to your tabletop, one at a time. Inner thighs gently connect. And then we're going to nod and curl, lifting the head, neck, and shoulders. Hands are coming to your right knee as you reach that left leg straight, going into your single leg stretch. We're going to speed up the breath. It's going to be an inhale to reach the left and the right, and then an exhale. So it's an inhale, 1, 2, exhale, reach. Reach. So it just picks up the pace a little bit. Exhale, reach. Reach. Last 4. Exhale. Both legs come together. Same breath. Hands come behind the head. We're adding obliques. So we're rotating to the right, reaching that left leg. It's an inhale to rotate twice, then exhale. It's in, stabilizing through the pelvis. Inhale, exhale, last 2, in, exhale. We're coming center. Last set, reach those hands towards the ankles. Still maintaining that neutral if we can. Double leg stretch on that exhale, arms and legs. Reach away from the middle of the body. Then we circle the arms as you bend the knees, come back in. It's an exhale, arms and legs reach away.
Inhale, circle around. Again, exhale, reach. Inhale, circle around. Last time. Exhale, reach. Inhale, circle around. Lowering the head, neck, and shoulders. Legs come down one at a time. Hands are down by your side. Going into our hip lift. So we're keeping our neutral. On the exhale, we connect through the glutes, lift the pelvis up. We're gonna inhale, lower down just halfway. So using the glutes, 3 pulses up. 3, down lift, 2, down lift, hold. Keeping the pelvis stable, the right leg comes up to tabletop. And then we place it back down. Then the left leg comes up to tabletop. Place it back down. And then break and lower the pelvis all the way down. Same series. We come all the way up. As high as you can stabilize. Lower down halfway, 3 pulses up. 3, down, 2, down, hold. Starting with the left leg now. Left leg, up. Inhale, lower down. Left leg, right leg, up. We lower down. Break and lower the pelvis all the way down. Now we're doing this 2 more times. You want to add a challenge for stability, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. We exhale, lift the hips up. We're lowering down halfway. 3 pulses up. 3, 2, keep it here. Right leg floats up. We lower down. Left leg lifts. Lower down. Break and lower the pelvis all the way back. Last time, connect through the glutes, lift the pelvis up. Lowering down halfway. 3 pulses up. 3. Lift 2. And hold it here, starting with that left side. Left leg comes up. We lower it down. Right leg, lift. Lower it down. And then fold at the hips, bringing the pelvis all the way back down. Grabbing behind the thighs to roll everything up. We're going to flip over again onto our stomach. We're going to have our knees bent this time. So we have our heels together and our toes apart. And our knees are, say, about as wide as the mat, okay? We're going to have the hands stacked just like we were in the beginning of class, right underneath our forehead. And again, once again here, feel the thighs down onto the mat. Might be a little harder here, especially if you're tight through the hip flexors. And try to feel both sides of the pelvis equally pressing down on the mat. Feeling again the pubic bone gently pressed down, but having that same lift through the abdominal wall. From here, on the exhale, gently squeeze the glutes and squeeze the heels. So again, if people were looking at us, they wouldn't know that we're doing anything. But internally, you start to feel that connection through the back of the body. Now, keeping that gentle connection, on the exhale, start to float the bottom of your feet up towards the ceiling, like you're ever so slightly pushing the wall away, or the ceiling, should I say, away. And then we inhale, come back down. And again, this is very small. It's an exhale, little push, like my thighs barely lift the mat. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, connect, little press. Inhale, lower. If you're feeling this through the lower back, try not bringing the legs as high or lifting them at all. Just focus on the connection through the glutes. Or you can bring the heels away from your sitting bones just a little bit, giving yourself a little more release through the front of the hip. This is 2. 1 more. 1. Lower down. Now from here, legs stay, but my thighs are down on the mat. And I'm going to bring my hands down by my side. So my elbows are bent, my hands are in line with my shoulders on the outside of my mat, and my nose is just hovering. Now focusing on that movement, again from the mid-back, like just below my shoulder blades up. On the inhale, I'm going to dive my arms forward, keeping my body in this long, low hover. And on the exhale, I circle my arms towards my hips, lifting my chest up. So bottom ribs stay down, chest lifts. I inhale, bend and dive. I exhale, circle, press and lift. Again, inhale, dive. Exhale, so it's just my upper body. One more time. Good, dive. Circle, lengthen, lift. Adding that lower body. I dive. Now as I circle, lift, press the feet up. Everything lowers. Down. Exhale. Lift. Again. Inhale. Exhale. Circle up. 2 more. 2. Circle. Lift. Last 1. Down, circle, lift. Coming all the way down, legs lengthen out, pushing up. And we're going to come into a seated position. Legs are about as wide as the mat. Legs can be straight, or if you're feeling very tight through the hamstrings, you can keep a soft bend in your knees. We're going to bring the hands out to the front of the forehead, and focusing on a nice stretch through the spine and the hamstrings. On the inhale, we're going to rotate to the right leg. Now on the exhale, I'm going to start from my head. I'm going to round up and over my thigh. So my gaze is down at my knee, and I'm getting a nice lengthened stretch through the back, through the hamstring. On the inhale, I stack my spine back up, tail to head. And on the exhale, I rotate back center. Now I inhale, rotate left. On the exhale, I start from head, and I round up and over my left thigh. On the inhale, I take my time stacking back up. And then on the exhale, I rotate center. Let's do that one more time each side. I inhale, rotate right. Now feel that both sitting bones stay down on the mat as I round forward. Because again, my pelvis is staying stable. I'm just moving from my rib cage. On the inhale, I stack the spine back up. On the exhale, I come center. Then I inhale, move over to the left. On that exhale, I nod the chin round. On the inhale, I stack back up. Exhale, coming back center. Now I bend my knees, bring my feet together, inner thighs connected, arms reach out in front. And I'm going to flip now, so my palms are face up. My right arm swoops down to the floor, and then I rotate, following my right hand back. Again, just getting that rotation from the rib cage, but this time I'm rotating back instead of forward. And then I bring my arm back down, and I come center, left side. I reach down, and then it reaches behind me, and I'm thinking of reaching my fingertips away from each other. I come down,
and forward. Right arm, we exhale, opening back, trying to stay vertical on my pelvis. One more time, left side, getting comfortable with this movement of the rib cage because we're gonna add the lower body. Now, as the right arm comes down, I roll off my sits bones, and then I rotate my rib cage back. And then I move down, coming to vertical as my arm returns. Left side. Down, really feeling that spiral back. Coming down and returning up. Right side. Exhale down, back, good, down, lift, left side, rotate, reach, beautiful, one more time each side. We come down, rotate back, good, down and lift, last time, roll, good, rotate, and down, returning back up. We're gonna flip now over to your side. So you're gonna be facing me, lying on your right side. We're gonna have that bottom arm straight. So your right arm is straight, your right knee is bent. And we're gonna take the left leg, and we're gonna have it out to the side. Foot is flexed. Now the book that was resting on our head is now resting on the outer part of your ankle and your foot, okay? You're balancing it there. We have that slight lift through the bottom oblique in the mat, and we feel again that gentle wrapping of the rib cage, that lift of the pelvic floor. Now from the hip joint, we're doing 2 kicks forward. It's an inhale and then an exhale, swing the leg back. And again, in. Again, imagining that book. So we have that stability through the leg, keeping the height the same, and back. Stabilizing from the pelvis, moving from the hip. Good, this is 3. And reach. Beautiful, this is 2. And reach, 1 more. 1. And reach. Now take that top left arm, bring it up to the ceiling. And I want you to bend that right or the left knee and bring it so it just hovers off that bottom right knee. Now on the exhale from the hip, we lift and externally rotate, coming up. We inhale, lower back down to that hover. Again, exhale, lift up. And again, my hip, my knee, my ankle are staying in perfect alignment the entire time. It's an exhale, lift open. Spine is staying long and neutral. Exhale, up. Good, inhale, lower. 3 more here. This is 3. And down. This is 2. And down. Good, this is 1. And down. Now from here, push that leg straight out to the side. We have a long line. Now little circles from the hips. We circle around. Good, 2. 3. Keep energy through that leg, feeling the opposition head to foot. 5. 6. And stop. Reversing it here. Up and back for 6. 5. 4. 3. 2, 1,
Keep reaching it out. And now take the bottom leg, slide it straight. So then your inner thighs are squeezed together. You're in one long line. And then take that top arm and bring it down to the hip. Now from here, your bottom right arm is pressed down onto the floor. Your legs and your crown of the head are reaching away from each other. And on the exhale, we're going to lift the upper body and the lower body, coming into a side bend. And on the inhale, we return all the way back down. Exhale, reaching head and toe away. Then slide that left fingertips towards your ankles, using the obliques on the left side to side bend. And then we inhale, lengthen back out. It's an exhale to lengthen, connect, lift. We inhale, lower down. 2 more. Lift up. Beautiful. Inhale down. 1 more time. Exhale, lengthen and lift. Inhale, lowering down. Now we're going to counter that side bend and we're going to come up. You're going to take your left foot. You're going to bend the knee so your left foot is right in front of your bottom right ankle, okay? Your left arm is right over your left knee, and then your right elbow is extended slightly outside your shoulder and slightly in front of your hip. We're going to come up to that bottom right knee, coming into a side bend. So on the exhale, I'm lifting my right hip. And then now I'm using my right oblique to side bend over, getting that reach through the left side. And then on the inhale, I'm placing my pelvis back down. And again, I'm using my exhale, pushing away from the mat, coming up, making sure I'm letting my head participate in that side bend. And then I lower back down. Now you're either staying there or you can slide the feet away from you a little more and come into a full side bend. So we're going to be lifting off that bottom knee. On the exhale, we press into that top foot. We squeeze the inner thighs. We continue lifting up, making that shape like a rainbow. And then on that inhale, we bend the knees and lower down. 2 more. We exhale, push. Think up, not necessarily over. Keep lifting away from the mat. Bend the knees, coming down. Last time. Exhale, push. Squeeze through the inner thighs and lift. We bend and return back down. That looked awesome, guys. Let's flip around, doing this on the other side. So we're starting all the way down on our side. Bottom left arm is straight. We reach that right leg out to the side. Foot is flexed, resting that book right on the outside of your ankle. Checking in with our waist. We have that lift between the bottom oblique and the mat. Wrapped through the rib cage. 2 kicks forward. Inhale. Exhale, connect through the glute to extend the hip. That's it. In. Exhale, reach. Inhale, forward. Feeling the stability through the pelvis. Good. In. Exhale. 3 more. 3. And back. 2 kicks. Good. Back. Last one. 1. And reaching back. Taking that right arm, bringing it up towards the ceiling. Bending that right knee so it's hovering over that bottom left knee. Now on that exhale from the hip, we lift and turn out. We inhale, lower down. It's an exhale, lift like you're pushing back and then coming down. Again, a lot of mat work is creating your own connection and resistance through your own body, really supporting the skeleton, connecting into your own musculature. 4 more here. This is 4. And down. Good. This is 3. Nice. Down. 2 more. Push 2. Good. Down. This is 1. Good. Come down. And we're pushing that leg out to the side. Little circles from the hips now. We circle forward and around. Forward. You can bring that book back to the outside of the ankle here, keeping it nice and stable. For knowing that that movement is coming from the hip, not the knee or the foot. 6. And we reverse it. 6. 5. 4. Good. 3. 2. 1. Now keep that leg reaching long, that bottom. Left leg slides out, inner thighs connect together. That right arm comes over the hip. On the exhale, press down from the floor. We peel up into that side bend. We inhale, return back down. It's an exhale, think reaching away first, and then up, yes. And then returning back down. It's an exhale, lengthen, connect, lift. Inhale, returning down. 2 more. Lift. Nice. And down. 1 more time. Exhale, lift. Good. Inhale, lower. Pushing up. We have that right knee bending, crossing that right ankle in front of that left ankle. We have that left arm extended outside the shoulder, slightly in front of your hip, making sure that your pelvis, your ribs, your shoulders are square in front of you. On that exhale now, press in to that top foot, lifting the pelvis and coming all the way up into that side bend. Nice. And then returning back down. It's an exhale thing, pushing away first. Then we lift. Keep coming up, connecting through that bottom left oblique. And then we return back down, staying there. Or slide the feet away from you a little bit more. Then on that exhale, press into that top foot. Right away, connect to the inner thighs and keep coming up. That's it. And then we inhale, bend the knees, place the pelvis back down. 2 more, press into that top foot. Think of going up towards the ceiling, using the obliques to create that side bend. Bend the knees, returning back down. Last time, it's an exhale to push. Squeeze, keep coming up. Bending the knees, returning the pelvis back down, coming onto all fours. Knees underneath the hips. Elbows are extended underneath the shoulders. You can maybe guess that book is now on the back of our pelvis. Think of like your lower back. It is stabilizing there, and if you want even a bigger challenge, on top of that book, you're resting a cup of tea, a very delicate one. So you're feeling this drawing up just below the belly button. You're feeling a wrapping around the ribs. And then on the exhale, without disturbing the book, we're reaching the right arm and the left leg away. Feeling again, opposition. So we're always thinking more about reaching away versus lifting up. And then we pull it back in.
On that exhale, that left arm, that right leg reaches out. And then we inhale, pull back in. Exhale, right arm, left leg. Chin is staying pulled in, crown of the head is reaching long. And then we're pulling back. Left arm, right leg, feeling that reach. Like we're growing 3 inches through the spine. Pulling back. Let's do that one more time each side. Exhale, we reach. Inhale, pull in. Last time. Exhale out. Inhale, pull in. Now curling both toes under. On that exhale, think of wrapping up through the ribs and then floating both knees up to a hover. Head stays pulled up, don't let it sink below the shoulders. And then we inhale, place both knees back down. And again, exhale, start the connection. Think pulling everything up away from the mat. And then we inhale, come down. 2 more, exhale. Connect, press up. Beautiful. Inhale, lowering down. Last time, exhale, connect. Lift. Inhale, lowering down. Now the knees are going to come all the way together. And we're going to slide them back so they're behind your hips. From here, the body weight is going to shift forward ever so slightly. So our shoulders, again, are over our wrists, and we're slightly extended now through the hip. So we're in like a modified plank, pushing away from the mat, reaching long through the crown of the head. Now we're bending the elbows. We're going to do 3 small bends, 1 large bend. Okay, so 3, we bend just halfway and push away. Bend halfway, push away. 1 more time. Bend halfway, push away. Now try to go all the way down, then push. Again, down halfway, push away. Down halfway, push away. Down halfway, push away. Now going all the way down. And push. 2 more. Halfway, push away. Halfway, push away. Halfway, push away. Come all the way down. And push. Last time. Halfway, push away. Halfway, push away. Halfway, push away. Come all the way down. And push. Tuck the tail under. Keep pulling the abdominal wall up as you sit back to your final shell stretch. Letting the hands press down, letting the forehead fall, but trying to keep that space between the abdominal wall and the thighs. So you're really getting a full length and stretch here through the back. We're going to stay here, taking a big inhale. We're going to stay here and exhale. We're going to stay here again and inhale. On the exhale, we're going to shift the body weight back forward again. So the shoulders are over the wrists. Then we're going to tuck the toes under. And we're going to pike the hips up towards the ceiling. Again, knees can now stay slightly bent if they need to. Really think of just lifting the hips up. Getting a nice stretch through the hamstrings. And then from here, start again to curl the tail, walking the hands back
towards the feet. Then you'll get to a place where the feet are flat and the head can just drop down. Now here again, feeling that full length and stretch through the spine. Letting the arms fall, letting the head drop. And then start to root the feet down into the floor and slowly begin to roll the spine all the way up from tail to head, coming into a standing neutral position. And then from here, we're just going to slightly bend the knees, keeping the feet flat, keeping the pelvis neutral, and then straightening the knees. We're rolling up now to the balls of the feet, connecting through the inner thighs, feeling that lift up through the pelvic floor, and then rolling the heels back down. One more time. Small bend of the knees, straightening out, rolling all the way up, and then rolling back down. Awesome job, guys. That is your Saturday workout.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. You guys did awesome.